not that song.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Oh, Facebook has 2 notifications for me. Oh, my former mother-in-law likes one of the links I shared. And then I have memories. Memories to look back on and cry over. No, it's okay. No, memories are important. Memories make a man. As someone said, that would be Sting in the song Englishman in New York.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Hello, I'm Mike Matthews. Welcome to the show.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
That's the name of it. It's episode 1710, 1710. Hi, I'm Mike. I don't do a bunch of things on this show, like cussing. I don't cuss. And I was a virgin through high school, just like Kavanaugh. Brett Kavanaugh and I were both high school virgins. That's right, because
Mike's Daily Podcast.
The women were, well, I don't want to make allegations or assumptions about the
Mike's
high school
Daily
women that
Podcast.
I knew, but it was a Catholic high school, so you make your own assumptions, Catholics. Growing up Catholic. I was not a Catholic. My mom put me in the school because she liked Catholic private schools, and it was the only one in the local area. And that's about all I want to say right now. I think I've said too much. I waited for the right one. No, I didn't. I think I waited. You know, we all have our what do you call it? Our morals. And so, you know, we have to juggle. We have to, you know, if you're a devout something and there's certain rules that you're supposed to follow, maybe you do that or you don't. I didn't kill anyone, if that's what the question is. Is that what someone's asking me? These people walking in, just barging in. It's my midnight confession when I'm telling the world that I love you. Look who walked in. Hi, Mark. It's Benita the rodeo queen. How y'all doing? I got my horse nutting.
And it's a disgruntled fiddle player. Tell you
What?
I bet you were not a virgin in high school, Mike.
What makes you think that?
Just because you've got those rugged good looks.
I didn't always have these rugged good looks.
And here's today's podcast picture.
The ruggedness came later, my friend. The ruggedity is it's a rugged road. Look who else is here.
Hello, Mike. I make the delicious root beer. I'm the Brewmaster. Oh, boy, I have some right now.
Thank you. Oh, Basil. He's in the podcast picture today with my lovely lady friend and I. Oh, she and I have so much fun. All the conversations we have. Oh, and yesterday, Basil and I went over to pick her up from San Leandro, from Podcastro Valley. And we stopped on our way there because we had some time. Basil and I walked at this dog park. Well, it's not a dog park. It's a regular park, but it's a park part of Lake Chabot. Lake Chabot has Claude. I'm making up words now. Why not? They had for a long time closed this park because they were working on a dam on Lake Chabot. And this dam goes back years. And, you know, we had a lot of racism. We treated people that didn't look white not so good and put them in these labor camps. And it was pretty bad. And there's a whole plaque about that along the trail that goes over the dam. The toil, the hard work that was put into making this dam is what I'm saying. But the tambourine had to be redone recently, so they had to close down this park. Well, I've not been back to this park since it was reopened. It was closed for over a year. And it is a Frisbee Golf park, which I don't know if you've ever walked out on a Frisbee Golf park, but Frisbee golfers have to be a couple of things. A, from what I could see, white. B, 20s to 30s. C, beard. Have to have a beard. D, tight, skinny jeans. E, they have to be smoking. Everybody was smoking, and they were smoking like unfiltered cigarettes. I don't understand. What letter are we on now? Q, they were very, how should I put the word? Crabby, mean, not so nice. Hey, get out of the way! You're gonna get hit by a Frisbee! Just yelling at me and my wonderful dog, Basil the Boxer. I don't need that. I want to enjoy a nice little walk. But they're yelling at me. So, podcast picture today is not at this park. It is at another park in San Leandro, right by the water. They've got this lovely dog park. And my lovely lady friend and I and Basil the Boxer, we stood there, and a very nice lady took a picture of us. And she also has an older dog, and she was giving me some tips. So that was good. But there's a beautiful picture of us there at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com, where you can also listen to all the past shows. Well, just about all the... If I'm missing a past show up there, I'll upload it for you. I thought I had I've got 1,709 1710 shows. So that's quite a few. And you can see all the links, and there's a PayPal thing if you'd like to help us out, an Amazon link if you'd like to do your shopping on Amazon through MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. That helps us out. And there's all the past podcast pictures. Some are missing from like 4 years ago. Some got taken off because I had them on a different server, and that server died, and I never replaced it. Because I do the whole website myself. MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Check it out. So, yes... This was a picture from a wonderful day there, and the bay is right there, and across the bay, I think that's San Mateo. So you can see the San Mateo Bridge off in the distance. And they recently redid this dog park, so it's much nicer. They paved over some parts with this, not with concrete, but they did this kind of this compacted dirt. So it's not, the dust isn't flying around as much at this park anymore. And we had a good time. So, the point is, though, Frisbee Golf people can be really mean and ornery, and I don't like it. And so, Mr. Brett Kavanaugh said that, these allegations are false because, well, he wasn't, I guess, sexual until later on. I guess probably till he met his wife. Because he's conservative and very religious and, the whole thing. So... he wanted to be one with his wife and the Lord. Amen. But the virgin thing, that was apparently discussed nicely in a, interview. What are those things called? An interview on Fox. Interestingly enough, it had to be Fox. So that happened yesterday. And I also ran into yesterday. But before we get to that, though, the conservative talk show host that I was talking about on the last show, that just come off sounding like they just hate women, out and out hate women. This is one of the guys, and I'm going to play a clip. I recorded this off of his show yesterday. This guy's named Mark Davis, and I can't stand his voice because his voice is syrup. It's syrup. It's overcompressed. It's total puke. I don't like his voice. Let's listen to it because I hate it. Let's listen to his voice.
If Susan Collins or Lisa Murkowski gets, an urge to their prior willingness to vote for Judge Kavanaugh, and here's the thing: nothing has happened that should divert them. Nothing has happened that should divert anyone from an intent to vote for Judge Kavanaugh. Nothing.
Syrup.
Because a claim in and of itself is not evidence. These are baseless claims.
How do you know?
I refrain from calling them smears because that would imply that I know they are false. I don't. But what I do know, this is my sentence from a minute ago. What do we know? What do I know? What do you know? What can you assess for yourself?
What do you know? What do I know? What do you do?
With certainty impossible, do these allegations by Dr. Ford and now by Ms. Ramirez, do these charges?
I think I stopped recording at that point because at that point, he sounded like he was eating a handful of delicious berries, shoving them in his mouth. Delicious berries. Is it Senator Mazi Hirono of Hawaii? Is that where
The
she's...
Wall Street Journal editorial board wrote a piece
She was on CNN.
of guilt, they say. They quoted you directly to argue that a core tenet of American law is not being applied to Kavanaugh. They write, quote, the democratic standard for sexual assault allegations is they should be accepted as true merely for having been made. The accuser is assumed to be telling the truth because the accuser is a woman. The burden is on Mr. Kavanaugh to prove his innocence.
That's
this turns
CNN
American
guy.
justice and due process upside down. What's your response?
If the Wall Street Journal really cares about due process, I'd say that they should care that there is no independent investigation of these allegations. I think that
Bam! Bam! Hawaii in the house. Yo. There's a little song to sing right here because it's Hawaii now. Beautiful state. Hey, I want to walk outside a cafe anyway. We're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley. I'm feeling rugged. I'm feeling ornery. That's what those guys are at the Frisbee Park. Ornery. What I was going to say, though, I ran into a guy named Mark, who I used to see over at Fairmont Ridge. And I guess the name Mark is popping up a lot on today's show. And Mark said, hey, Mike, how are you? Oh, look, there's Basil. Basil's looking good. And I said, thank you. And he said, Mike, I don't go to Fairmont Ridge anymore. And I said, neither do I. He goes, yeah, this park here is much closer, so I like this one. And I said, well, I don't go to Fairmont Ridge because the people there are all gossipy, and it's like you're back in high school where I was a virgin, and you're all, well, I bet Mike's still a virgin. I bet it's all virgining, virgin. And he looked at me in his mortified face. What the hell are you talking about? He said. And I went, and then that was the end of my, no. The fact is I don't go to Fairmont Ridge because it's difficult for Basil with his feet, his back legs. There's the ground at Fairmont Ridge. It's all cracked earth. It's all rugged. And Basil was kind of falling into the cracks. So I don't go. That and the gossipy gossipness. I get so sick of that. It's just so, it's become like this little clique. Oh, hi, Mike. How are you? You're walking your dog today? I'm walking my dog. I come here every single day. So I'm looking down my nose at you, Mike. And that's pretty much the end of the show. I have a bunch of other stuff to cover, but I just didn't get to it today. I just want to know why. Why the right hates women. It just seems like they hate women. The Dixie Chicks. Remember that? They hated the Dixie Chicks. 3 powerful women, musicians, super talented. Natalie Maines said like 10 words. And oh my God. And that was on foreign soil. So they said, oh, she said that about the president on foreign soil. When our president has said stuff about our ex-president on foreign soil. And worse stuff. It just... So, and then they go, oh, the Democrats trying to stop this Supreme Court nominee. Just get another one. You guys are in power. You can put as many Supreme Court nominees through as you can, right? Is that right? I don't know if that's right or not, but just shush. Oh, you're ruining this guy's credibility. You're borking him. That's another guy that something happened. Yeah, okay. You know what? You got Gorsuch through perfectly. Kavanaugh, not so much. So just deal with it. Gorsuch, you did fine. Kavanaugh, you messed up. End of story. Deal with it. I know this isn't a show. This isn't a podcast where I cuss a lot and talk about, things I saw on the sports channels. This isn't what this is. This is me saying the FBI sucks. Why didn't they do their background checks properly and uncover the Blasey Fords, the Ramirez's? Why didn't they? Why? And that's all I have. But thank you for listening to today's podcast. I couldn't talk very well, but that's all right because that talking's not necessary on the show. What is necessary is being rugged and being yourself. That's what it is. Being yourself. And don't have a bunch of crazy nut jobs telling you who you can and can't be. Just don't hurt anybody. Do unto others as you would have them do to you. But don't, you know what I'm saying? Good. Next show, we got the wonderful Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley. It will be another wonderful show, hopefully. Fingers crossed. It might be okay. We'll see.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com.
Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com.
See you tomorrow. Bye!